So we have already talked about addition of vectors, and now we are going to talk about addition of vectors when vectors are given in orthogonal form. So addition of vectors when vectors are given in orthogonal form. Vectors are given orthogonal form. So suppose a vector is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. This is a vector, and b vector is equal to bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Okay. So if a vector and b vector are two vectors, then a vector plus b vector, and that will be very easy. It will be ax plus bx I cap plus ay plus by j cap plus az plus bz k cap. Okay, so this will be the way to find a vector plus b vector. All right, that's how we can find a vector and plus b vector. Now similarly, if we are supposed to find a vector minus b vector, then so a vector minus b vector is equal to ax minus bx I cap plus ay minus by j cap plus az minus z k cap. So that's how you can find a vector minus b vector also. Okay. Okay, good. Let me give you a question. So if a vector is equal to 6i plus 4j plus 5k and b vector is equal to 4i plus 2j four I plus 2j minus 3k. Okay, so what you need to do is find number 1 a vector plus b vector, number 2 a vector minus b vector. So you need to find these two things. So it's very simple. A vector plus B vector will be 6 plus 4 10 I cap plus 4 plus 2 6 j cap plus 5 minus 3 will be 2 k cap. And A vector minus B vector will be 6 minus 4 will be 2 I cap, 4 minus 2 will be 2 j cap, 5 minus 3 will be 8 k cap. 8 k cap. So these will be the answers. These will be the answers. All right. Okay. Let us move further. Now suppose first let us talk about subtraction of vector. Okay. Suppose you have one vector as A vector, another vector as B vector, like this. And you want to know that how much will be the value of A vector minus B vector. Here theta is angle between A vector and B vector. Here theta is angle between A vector and B vector. So magnitude of A minus B. Magnitude of A vector minus B vector, and that will be equal to under the root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Okay, so that will be mod of A minus B. Please note. Please note. Question. If A vector is equal to 6 unit and B vector is equal to 8 unit, find magnitude of A vector minus B vector if angle between them is A 0 degree, B 37 degree, C 60 degree, D 90 degree, E 180 degree. Please solve. Okay, everyone, enough time given. Pay attention. So when theta is equal to 0 degree, r, I am calling it r will be under root of a square, that means 6 square, plus b square, that means 8 square, minus 2ab, so 2 into 8 into 6 into cos 0. So that comes out to be 2 units. Okay. When it is 37 degrees, so r will be under root of same, everything will be same except theta. So 6 square plus 8 square minus 2 into 8 into 6 into cos 37. Cos 37 is 4 by 5. Cos 37 is 4 by 5. So that will give us root of 100 minus 8 into 6, 48 into 2, 96, 96 into 4 divided by 5. So that comes out to be 76.8. So overall it will be root of 23.2. We are leaving it like this. You can solve it further also. Next, when r is equal to 60 degree, r is equal to 60 degree means angle is equal to 60 degree. So r will be under the root of 6 square plus 8 square minus 2 into 8 into 6 into cos 60. Cos 60 means half. So that will be 100 minus 48 root 52 units. When it is 90 degree, it will be r is equal to under the root of 8 square plus 6 square minus 0, because cos 90 will be 0. Cos 90 will be 0. So the value comes out to be 10 units. Okay. Value comes out to be 10 units. When it is 180 degree, so r will be under the root of 8 square plus 6 square minus 2 into 8 into 6 into cos 180. Now cos 180 is already minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 will be plus 1. So this whole thing will be 14 units. This will be 14 units. So that's how we can solve this. That's how we can solve this. Okay. How many of you solved it correctly? Good. Good. Now we are moving further. So we have talked about addition of vectors. We have talked about subtraction of vectors. Next comes, good, Ruben. Next comes multiplication of vectors. Multiplication of vectors. So there are two things which can happen. You can multiply a vector with another vector, or you can multiply a vector with scalar. So we are talking about first thing, multiplication of a vector with scalar. Multiplication of a vector with scalar. So if a vector is multiplied by scalar, if a vector is multiplied with a scalar, scalar means number. If a vector is multiplied with a scalar, that means number, the size of vector, the size of vector becomes scalar number n. Okay, the size of vector becomes n times. So suppose you had a vector like this, let's say a vector, and if you are multiplying it by 5, so what are you going to get? You are going to get a vector which is of 5 times this size. So that will be 5a vector. That will be 5a vector. Okay. Now if number is positive, if number is positive, if number is positive, the size of newly formed vector, rather than size, let us talk about direction. The direction of newly formed vector will be same as previous vector. But if the number is negative, if the number is negative, then the direction of then the direction new will be opposite will be opposite to the previous vector. Will be opposite to the previous vector. Now what does it mean? That means if you are multiplying a vector, okay, just to give you example, suppose this was our a vector and you are multiplying it by -5, then what will happen? We'll get a vector which is of 5 times, but direction will be reversed or opposite. Direction will be opposite. It will be like this, like this. All right, good. Good. Noted, everyone? So this was a simple thing. Now multiplication of a vector with another vector. Multiplication of a vector with another vector. Multiplication of a vector with another vector. So how to deal with that? Let us see. So a vector can be multiplied with a vector can be multiplied with another vector in two ways. A vector can be multiplied with another vector in two ways. Number one, scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication or dot product. Number two, vector multiplication. Vector multiplication. Okay. So a vector can be multiplied with another vector in two ways. Number one, scalar multiplication or dot product. Number two, vector multiplication or cross product. So what is scalar multiplication or dot product? Pay attention. Scalar or dot product. Scalar multiplication or dot product. So if two vectors are multiplied in such a way that their resultant is a scalar quantity. If two vectors are multiplied in such a way that their resultant is a scalar quantity. If two vectors are multiplied in such a way that their resultant is a scalar quantity, then this is called scalar multiplication or dot product. Okay. So as we are getting result which is scalar, that's why it is called scalar multiplication. Okay. Why we are calling it dot product, you will get to know just now. So suppose you have two vectors, one is A vector and another one is B vector. Okay. And this is angle between them. So vector dot B vector, A vector dot B vector. Now because of this symbol which we are using, that's why it is called dot product. The symbol which is used or you can take small a as magnitude of a. So a into b into cos of theta. So what is small a here? Small a is magnitude of a vector. What is small b here? Magnitude of b vector. And what is theta here? Theta is angle between a vector and b vector. All right. So it is that simple. A vector dot b vector is equal to ab cos theta. As it is a scalar quantity, so we don't need to talk about the direction. Question. If a vector is equal to 10 units and b vector is equal to 6 units, find value of a vector dot b vector if angle between them is a 0 degree, b 37 degree, c 60 degree, d 90 degree, e 180 degree. Please find. Okay. So in first case, the output or resultant after multiplication will be AB cos 0. So A is 10, B is 6, cos 0 is 1, and that comes out to be 60 units. That comes out to be 60 units. Now in second case, R will be 10 into 10 into 6 into cos 60. Cos 60 is half, and that will be 30 units. When it is 90 degrees, so R will be 10 into 6 into cos 90, which is 0. So everything will become 0. We'll talk about this separately. Now equal to 10 into 6 into cos 180 is minus 1. That will be minus 60 units. Okay. Now, if you have paid attention, when theta is 90 degree, dot product is 0. So star point. Dot product of two mutually perpendicular vector. Dot product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0. What does it mean? It means that if two vectors are mutually perpendicular, their dot product will be 0. If two vectors are mutually perpendicular, then their dot product will be 0. Alright. Let us move further. Next, you tell me what will be the value of I cap dot I cap. Pooja is saying 0, Samarth is saying 1, world has become binary, Adric is saying 1, Deepika is saying 1. So world has been polarized and it has become binary. Okay everyone, please pay attention. I dot I will be magnitude of I into magnitude of I into cos 0. Now magnitude of a unit vector will be 1. Magnitude of another unit vector will also be 1. And cos 0 is anyway 1. So this will be 1. This will be 1. So what it tells us? Jared, it is 1. So it tells us that I dot I is equal to j dot j is equal to k dot k is equal to 1. Okay. So dot product of a unit vector by itself always gives you 1. By itself, mind it. Okay. Dot product, in fact you can write this also. Dot product of a unit vector with itself. Dot product of a unit vector with itself gives 1. Okay, good. Now the next question which I am asking you, what will be the value of I dot j? I dot j. So this I dot j will be, everyone is happily saying 0. So I dot j will be magnitude of I into magnitude of j into cos 90. Why cos 90? Because angle between I direction and j direction is 90 degree. That makes everything 0. That makes everything 0. So the point to be noted is I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I is equal to 0. Okay, remember this. Remember this. All right. Apart from this, a vector dot b vector is equal to b vector dot a vector. Okay. A vector dot b vector is equal to b vector dot a vector. Now, what is meaning of this? It means that vector multiplication means scalar basically. Scalar multiplication is commutative. Scalar multiplication is commutative. Scalar multiplication is commutative. Okay. Scalar multiplication is commutative. All right. Good. Now, we'll be using this to solve questions. So, if vectors are given in orthogonal form, if vectors are given in orthogonal form, that means a vector is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap, and b vector is equal to bx I cap by j cap plus bz k cap. Okay, then a vector dot b vector will be a hex b hex plus ay by plus az bz. That will be the value of a vector dot b vector. That will be the value of a vector dot b vector. Please note. Please note. Question. If a vector is equal to 3i plus 4j plus 5k and b vector is equal to 5i plus 6j plus 8k, find a dot b. Find a dot b. Siddhi, we are doing scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication. We should get a scalar value. Okay, everyone. So please pay attention. A dot B will now here 3 into 5. So 3 into 5 will be 15. Or let me write it as 3 into 5 first. Plus 4 into 6 plus 5 into 8. So that comes out to be 15 plus 24 plus 40. 15 plus 24 plus 40. And that comes out to be 79 units. That comes out to be 79 units. All right. All right, Siddhi, understood? Good. Question. If A vector and B vector are perpendicular, find value of x. Find value of x. So you need to find value of x. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. Now, in the question, it is mentioned that these are perpendicular. So, if these are perpendicular, the dot product will be 0. So, A dot B should be equal to 0. Now, how much is the value of A dot B? A dot B is 5 into 2, 10 plus 6x plus 24. And that should be equal to 0. That means 6x is equal to minus 34. X comes out to be minus 17 by 3. This will be the answer. This will be the answer. All right. Good. Good. Question. A force F vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus 4k cap Newton acts on object such that acts on object and its displacement is given as, so r vector is equal to I minus 4j plus 2k. Find work done by the force. Find work done by the force. Everyone, please pay attention. So W will be F vector dot R vector. F is I plus 2j plus 4k. R vector is I minus 4j plus 2k. So that comes out to be I dot I will be 1 plus 2 into minus 4 will be minus 8 plus 4 into 2 will be 8 and that will be 1 joule or Newton meter. Newton meter. Somebody has written Newton by meter. That is not correct. Okay. It should be either Newton meter or joule. Understood? Good. Good. Now comes vector multiplication or cross product. Vector multiplication or cross product. Vector multiplication or cross product. So if two vectors are multiplied, in such a way that their resultant is a vector quantity, is a vector quantity, then such multiplication of vectors is called then such multiplication of vector is called vector multiplication. Vector multiplication or cross product. Okay, very nice. So A vector cross B vector. A vector cross B vector will be A into B into sine theta into n cap. So A vector cross B vector is equal to AB sine theta n cap. A vector cross B vector is equal to AB sine theta n cap. Okay. So what is A here? A is magnitude of A vector. What is B here? Magnitude of B vector. What is theta here? Angle between A vector and B vector. Alright. What is n cap here? N cap is unit vector. Unit vector along A vector cross B vector. So basically it is the n cap which is making the whole thing vector. It is the n cap which is making the whole thing vector, because if you see AB sine theta is pure number. By doing AB sine theta you will get a pure number, but when you are multiplying that number with n cap, then you are getting a vector quantity. Okay, then only you are getting a vector quantity. Okay, so let us move further. Question. So if A vector is equal to unit, B vector is equal to them. Number 1 0 degree, number 2 60 degree, number 3 90 degree, number 4 180 degree. Please find. So in first case, answer 8 into 6 into 8 into 6 into sine 0, that becomes 0. In second case, it will be 8 into 6 into sine 60. Now sine 60 will be root 3 by 2. 8 into 6 is 48 into root 3 by 2. So that will become 24 root 3. In third case, resultant will be 8 into 6 into sine 90, and that will be 48, and this will also be the maximum value. And in last case, when theta is 180, 8 into 6 into sine 180, and that will be 0. Okay. So there are two things which we realized from this question. Vector multiplication will be 0. Vector multiplication will be 0. Vectors are parallel or anti-parallel. Okay. So vector multiplication will be 0 if vectors are parallel or anti-parallel. Number 2, resultant will be maximum. Resultant of vector multiplication will be maximum if angle between them is 90 degree. So keep that thing in mind. Keep that thing in mind. All right. Good. Good. Now, if we want to know that what will be the direction of A vector cross B vector. Okay. So suppose these are two vectors, A vector and B vector, as shown, and we need to find direction of A vector cross B vector. So what we need to do is, everyone be ready. We need to stretch our right palm in the direction of A vector. We need to stretch our right palm. All of you, please stretch your right palm in the direction of A vector. Stretch. Okay. So your fingers, 4 fingers, are actually in the direction of A vector. All right. Now what you need to do? You need to curl your fingers from A to B. So when you are curling your fingers from A to B, thumb is pointing towards the direction of A cross B. Okay. Once again, I am telling you to do this. You must have realized that the direction of A cross B is outward. You must have realized that direction of A cross B is outward. K cap, yes. So once again, everyone, please pay attention. Please pay attention once again. We are stretching our right palm in the direction of A vector. Okay. So when we have curling our fingers from A to B, so when our fingers are curled from A to B, thumb is pointing towards A cross B. Thumb is pointing towards A cross B. So this is called right hand thumb rule. So direction of A cross B can be found using right hand thumb rule. Direction of A cross B can be found using right hand thumb rule. Understood, everyone? Now if we apply the same right hand thumb rule to find direction of B cross A, if we want to find direction of B cross A, so what we need to do is we need to stretch our right palm in the direction of B, and then we need to curl our fingers from B to A. Thumb will be pointing inwards. Thumb will be pointing inwards. So B cross A will be into the plane. B cross A will be into the plane. Good. Good. Now let us move further. Now tell me the value of I cross I. How much that will be? Again, the word is binary and it is inclined towards 0. Everyone, please pay attention. Let us see what will be the answer. I cross I will be magnitude of I into magnitude of I into sine 0, because I and I both will be parallel. So if these two are parallel, I cross I is equal to J cross J is equal to K cross K is equal to I cross I is equal to J cross J is equal to K cross K is equal to 0. Alright, remember that. Now my next question is, what would be the value of I cross J? Please tell. Okay, everyone, x-axis. I cap is along, j cap is along y-axis, right? And both are unit vectors. So if you are doing I cross j, it will be magnitude of I into magnitude of j sine 90 n cap. There is one n cap. N cap is what? Unit vector along I cross j. So that will be I is 1 1 1. So that will be n cap. Now what is this n cap? This is along which direction? Pay attention everyone. Stretch your right palm in the direction of I cap. K. Understood? J, please. So J cross K will be I. To K. J cross K is equal to I. And K cross I is equal to J. Remember this. Now, if you reverse the order, J cross I, that will be equal to minus K. K cross J will be minus I cross K, minus J. Okay, remember that. That means A vector cross B vector is not equal to B vector cross A vector. That means vector multiplication is not commutative. Vector multiplication is not commutative. Vector multiplication is not commutative. All right. All right. Good. Now, if vectors are given in orthogonal form, then how to find A cross B? So if vectors are given in orthogonal form, That means A vector is equal to AXI cap plus AYJ cap plus AZK cap, and B vector is equal to BXI cap plus BYJ cap plus BZK cap. And what you need to find is, you need to find A cross B. You need to find A cross B. So A vector cross B vector will be, first of all, you need to draw two parallel lines like this. You need to draw two parallel lines like this. Then you need to write I, J, K. Alright. After that, you need to write AX, because we are finding A cross B. So first we are going to write A, AX, AY, AZ. Then B, BX, BY, BZ. Alright. Now, when we are going to simplify this, listen very carefully how it is simplified. So first of all, you can draw a line like this. The line can be drawn mentally also and in reality also. BZ minus BYAZ. It will be done like this. Okay. Okay. So AY BZ we take alternate plus minus sign. So minus J cap. Now AX will be multiplied with BZ. So AX BZ minus BX AZ. So that is done for J. Now let us talk about K. So when we are shifting here, so it will be again plus, because alternate plus minus. So plus K cap. Now multiplication will be AX BY minus BX AY. So that will be the value of A vector cross B vector. Please note this, understand this. Note this as well as understand this. Noted? Noted? Okay. Question. If A vector is equal to 2i plus 3j plus 4k and B vector is equal to 4i plus j plus 3k, Find number 1 A B, number 2 B cross A. Please find everyone. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. A cross B will be I, J, K. Now A first. 2, 3, 4. Then comes B. 4, 1, 3. Alright. Now we are going to solve this. So that will be I 3 into 3 9 minus 1 into 4 4 minus j 6 minus 16 plus k 2 minus 12. So that comes out to be 9 minus 4 is 5 I cap, minus minus becomes plus 10 j cap minus 10 k cap. So that is A cross B. Now using this I can directly write B cross A, but I won't be doing that. I'll be solving it. So B cross A will be I j k 4 1 3, because we are doing B cross A, and 2 3 4. All right. So B cross A will be I 4 minus 9 minus j 16 minus 6 plus k 12 minus 2. So B cross K A comes out to be minus 5I minus 10j plus 10k. That will be the answer. That will be the answer. Okay, everyone. How many of you could solve it correctly and easily? How many of you could solve it correctly and easily? Good. Good. So, I am giving you some questions. Sum is one question. You can solve it later. If f vector is equal to I plus j plus 2k Newton and r vector is equal to 2I plus j plus 3k. The force. Okay, you need to find. Good. So I think that is enough for today. You solve this question. It's an easy question. You can solve very easily. And we'll be studying further in next class, which is tomorrow. All right.